Hello, and welcome back to my Let's Play of The Simpsons Hit and Run for the PlayStation 2. So, in the last episode, we did our first mission and we destroyed the hover car. We've collected a majority of the things here in Springfield, including a costume I didn't want. But, and very conveniently, I just watched the episodes of the B-Sharps. Oh, nice. Now, we could move on in my Longhorn here, my regular car. We could try out that new hover car I just got, or we can go over here. What lies beyond this is I just see nothing Duff related anymore, and hopefully it won't say the disc tray is open. Let's take out our final wasp, which is right here, and what do we have here? A monster truck? A monster truck! The Obliterator-tron. Bit of a mouthful. But yes, we are driving a monster truck, and this is my favourite secret vehicle in the game. I like Nightboat as well, but this thing rules. It takes out cars with so much ease. It's not the fastest, clearly, but it's also not the slowest. You know, a lot of the secret vehicles in the game, they take damage very easily. Not this one, because, well, it's a monster truck. What do you expect? So this thing can withstand quite a lot, and it takes out all other cars with no problem whatsoever. Why can't I use this in the mission where I have to destroy things? Because that would be a lot more helpful, but no! That would make everything just too easy, wouldn't it? And you can't really use this when trying to do the bonus mission either, because the hover car is just too fast for this thing to keep up. Now there should be a collector card over one of these jumps, but I forget which jump. There you are. First time, yay! Oh, I actually made that sound effect again. Got our Ganesh costume. So we've just got a couple more things left to do before we head into our final set of missions, and by that I mean the other 6. So, you know what, I feel like taking out an ambulance. I need another ambulance. No, that's a wall. That's one of Mayor Quimby's things. Ambulance! So, where do you want to go? For the last time, to the hospital. This is an ambulance. Hospital, eh? A lot of people want to go there lately. Unfortunately, I didn't hit it at quite the right speed or angle, so a bit slower, and I might end up taking out 2 birds with 1 stone here. If it doesn't explode immediately, one more hit will take out that other car. Unfortunately, it just did that, and this will most likely be our first bust. Because I don't think I'm going to be able to avoid the police in this. Go, push him away. Not that it'll do a great deal, considering that they then like to come and do that to you. How did I not get busted for that? I even turned around. I'm going the wrong way. This isn't even the way I want to be going. I'm outside the police station. Alright, so this is why you need to be careful when you cause that hit and run, and why you want to try and avoid the other cars. Because all this is really doing is just extending my time in hit and run. Because every single car I hit fills up the meter again. So this is why it's called The Simpsons Hit and Run. The actual title of the game is all about something that has no relation to the plot whatsoever. Tree. Oh, it actually cancelled it out. Alright! Well, that's the Obliterator-tron. I'm sure I'll go back and get it, but it's not really going to be of any use to me in the races. You know what, let's see if we can actually do these races in the hover car. Let's try and do it in the hover car, which we will have Professor Frink driving. Alright. So we got Ralph here. May as well use him once Professor Frink shuts up.
Hey, aren't you the boy who nearly drowned in the nacho cheese?
I was in the newspaper.
Only Ralph. Only Ralph. Alright, our checkpoint race. We just have one opponent this time, but it is Bart. Unsurprisingly. And now let's see, we will not only probably lose this race a number of times, but you know what else we're going to be losing? The frames. Well, we're not really going to be losing them, but rather dropping them. This is the issue that comes from the hover car. This thing is fast, but it has two issues. Firstly, it's incredibly weak. As you saw, its toughness was 1 star. So it's fast, and it looks pretty cool how it turns invisible, which is pretty pointless considering it still has lights at the back. You can still see who's driving it. And you still have the electricity, so the invisibility is pretty pointless. It's also a bit sharp when it comes to the turns. It does oversteer this thing. But the main issue that comes from it are the frame rate drops, because they drop quite a lot. And I'm not sure what causes the frame rate drops, and I do wonder if it's something that's just in this version or if it's something that's an issue with every version of the Simpsons Hit and Run. Considering that I am playing this on the weakest console of the three. I don't know if the PC version is any different, but when it comes to the PS2 version, the frame rate is pretty bad. I'm not sure where the ending to this race actually is. Regardless, we're losing it this time. Yeah, okay, it's just up there. Complete all races to earn a different vehicle. That's really helpful. You lost the race, so to make it easier, complete the races to get the car. That's wonderful advice there, game. Just wonderful. It's a ring toss game. And there we go. Ooh, that was close. Away he goes. Oh, that was pretty good. Yes, there is a Mrs. Nahasapasa whatever. Her name's Manjula. Which is odd because one of Apu's lines actually mentions an arranged bride. They didn't properly think that through. Yeah, I got it that time, sort of. Screw you, Gil, I don't want that Buzz Cola truck. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. And we need to head back to the Legitimate Businessman's Social Club because that's where our final race is. That's where we can find Millhouse and then, no, actually, let's do our cards. We'll land eventually. Okay. Apu's t-shirt from Lisa the Vegetarian. Newly vegetarian Lisa gets a laugh when Apu shows her shows her a t-shirt with the words "Don't have a cow, man" on it. Come to Homer's BBBQ. The extra B is for BYOBB. What's that extra B for? That's a typo. The Pin Pal shirt from Team Homer. The shirt worn by Homer's bowling team. Homer, Moe, Apu, and unfortunately, after firing Otto, Mr. Burns. This just in, a new addition to our worst dressed list, those guys. Our Proposition 24 sign from Much Apu About Nothing. Protest sign wielded by an ignorant mob member protesting illegal immigrants, including Apu. Oh, I wish I could have stayed just one more year or two. There was so much that I wanted to see and to do and to have done to me. Okay. This thing's gross. The baby feeder from 8 Misbehavin'. Apu is reduced to lying on the floor like a farm animal to feed his 8 children. Oh, look who's here. The family with 1 baby. How do you manage? March, they've turned into jerks. I'm sorry, it's just distress. Banana bread! What were you thinking? the Ganesh costume, or Ganesh costume, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, from the two Mrs. Nahasapima Petalons. Worn by Homer in a vain last-minute attempt to halt the arranged marriage ceremony of Apu and Manjula. Well, do you think this marriage could really work? Who knows? We can always get divorced. Apparently. Chutney Squishy from The Atu Show. Apu invents a new type of squishy which is tasted once and only once by Bart and then thrown in the dumpster. Oh man, you're living in a dumpster? Oh man, I wish dumpster brand trash bins are top of the line. This is just a trash go waste disposal unit. Okay. And the tainted hot dog from, well, it's not really tainted, it's a filthy hot dog from Homer and Apu. The filth encrusted hot dog that got Apu briefly fired from the Quickie Mart and replaced by James Woods. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. Who needs the Quickie Mart? I do. Hey, he's not happy at all. He lied to us through song. I hate when people do that. The Quickie Mart is real. Don't! I would like to remind the audience that the word doll has now officially been included in the English dictionary. I think. I'm sure it has been. In some form or another. I forget where doll originated from. It is in one of the shorts, but I'm not sure which one. But I do know it's in one of the shorts. Hello, Ralph, what are you doing here? How are some of these characters getting into two places at once? It's really strange. I think our last gag's in there, but we have to go into the DMV for plot reasons later on, so may as well do it. Do it later. By the way, that was actually only my second try at the checkpoint race, because unique to the checkpoint races, that one actually allows you to use shortcuts. You can actually cut through the train where we found the cola truck. And you can cut through this section of it as well. Now that's... oh, it's already... I already destroyed. Okay, and for our time trial race, we have Millhouse. And sadly, because it's, even though we're going to be around here, the music doesn't stay. It goes into the racing music.
Hello, little customer. Are you here to help me in some fashion?
Your nachos have hair in them.
The hair is your protein.
Okay. Well, you have to race now.
The hair is my protein? Then why aren't we just then why don't we just shave our heads and eat the hair?
3, 2,
Don't get any ideas.
right.
3, 2, 1, drive. Well, at least he was faster this time. The Nelson seems to have pretty much given up on the countdown. Like 3, 2, I'll just go already. I don't remember how strict this time limit is, so that may or may not have ruined it in a way. We'll just have to find out. See, I'm smoking already. I haven't even taken that many hits, and I'm smoking already. That sounds misleading, but I'm talking about the car. Yeah, man. No, I don't think we're going to make this. It's one of those much shorter time trial races. They're trying to make up for the previous level, where the time trial race was far too long, and Millhouse's countdown wasn't helping, but thankfully the car fumes are not making him dizzy this time around. You have got to watch out for those mud pits though, they do mess up your control. But I don't think we're quite going to be fast enough because of these 90-degree angles. Come on! Floor it, floor it! You! Ooh, 1 second left.
You've qualified for your license. Big deal. You still work at a convenience.
Quiet, Patty. The El Coro Loco. Whatever that means.
Logically speaking, two bodies cannot occupy the same seat.
Well, they could, but that would make driving very awkward if two bodies did use the same seat. I need a spanner. More than anything else. There we go. Right. I will make sure that I actually do the time trial for this level. Oh, okay. Away. I have to go now. My planet needs me. Let's go get the El Coro Loco.
What in the hell were you thinking?
Banana bread? Hey, Lenny. E. They're all in alphabetical order, but it will by default always take you to your main car for the level.
If you give me a ride.
So we got the El Coro Loco. I don't know what this thing is actually from, but it glows. It's a pickup truck that glows purple. If you crash into my car... Okay, this is not a time trial, but we have to talk to Louis anyway. What is it with you people and just running up to me when I'm trying to have conversations?
Hello, stereotypical Italians. Please to tell me the source of the evil cola.
We don't know nothing. Except that the vans are controlled by mysterious strangers. Anyway, you shouldn't stick your nose in other people's business. It could come back to haunt you. And your family.
Oh my gosh. Your thinly veiled threat has reminded me of my fatherly duties. I'm supposed to pick up the octuplets at the doctor's.
And see, what you don't know is that it was actually the woman who was saying all of that. Isn't that right, Johnny Tightlips? I ain't saying nothing. ... And baby makes 8. And here are your 7 other little children. Drive to the hospital before time runs out and avoid the mob. What mob? Why are we suddenly being attacked by a mob?
More pleasing than the odor of the hot dog machine.
Yeah, I never understood why we're being chased by gangsters in limos here. Who's driving it this time?
Oh, no.
Louis, I was just talking to you. In fact, wasn't he still there when I got into the car? Where did Louis come from? But apparently he gave up very quickly. He realised the issue as well. Come on, we all know that's not the end. That was way too easy. So, let's do it again. Why am I being chased by the limos, by the gangsters for this? All I'm doing is going to the hospital so I can get my babies. Why do I need to be chased by the mob, by the mafia for this? That's something I've always just never understood about this mission. It's a very simple mission regardless, but
It makes no sense.
as Akuta said there, it makes no sense. Right, maybe this is the only time we see him in the game. Dr. Hibbert.
I'm afraid we have a medical emergency.
Oh no, my babies!
Your babies are about to go to the bathroom all over my waiting room. And diapers aren't covered by your insurance. Ooh, you better hurry. I heard the parents of the Shelby Bill 9 are grabbing every diaper in town.
I will get the diapers, but there's no way I could fit them in my car. Maybe Mr. Homer will have a large gas-guzzling American vehicle that I could use.
To complete this mission, you will need Homer's custom-built car, which everywhere else describes it as car built for Homer, or as I just call it, the Homer, as it was known as in the episode. Purchase it from Homer in the exact same place that you previously bought Mr. Plow. That's the hospital parking lot. 500 coins. But first, because this comes back in this level, that does damage the car, I believe. It's a very tough crate. And Homer is here, so let's park our El Coro Loco. That sounds Spanish. Is it Spanish? And let's get our car.
Mr. Homer, sir, do you have an oversized vehicle that I might be borrowing?
Borrowing? No. Selling to you at an insanely high price? Yes.
Fine, whatever.
That's what you get for going into your B-sharp's pose there. Okay. I never found that speed to be very accurate though. It never feels like it's going that fast. I mean, this looks pretty good, but it never feels that fast. So I don't know what it is, but now we can begin our mission. 8 is too much. Hit the Shelbyville van and collect the diapers, which I will from henceforth be calling nappies, before time runs out.
Hopefully my store will not be robbed more than 4 times while I am driving around today.
By the way, one thing I really do like is that you can get in the car on either side, and if you get in on the the right side of the car, where the steering wheel is not located, you can still accelerate, and the car will still move away, even as the characters are changing seats, because they will by default move over to the left side. But even though they're not even fully capable of touching the pedals or the steering wheel, the car is still perfectly capable of driving. So this is all you're doing here. Fortunately, this guy can't drive. He's normally a slightly better driver than this. And his 9 kids are actually still in here. There's another episode I actually just watched this morning. There's been a lot of Simpsons on the TV today. And for once, they were actually something that is pre-season 20. All but one of them. I know Rednecks and Broomsticks is season 21. We get the classics. The only one I missed was Rosebud. With Bobo. And there we go. Fortunately, this guy doesn't know where he's going either. But I do like how we are attacking a van that has 9 babies in it. I'm not crazy at all.
Quickly, cover my incontinent children's tushies.
That was close. Another minute and my office would look like the Ganges River.
I am the greatest driver in all the land.
Debatably. You are the greatest driver in all the land, debatably. However, before we go and do our next mission, we need to change costumes. I would do this right before the mission begins, but we need to go backwards. But well, we then be told we need to find somewhere to change our outfit, which we can't immediately do there. So let's go and do it here. So you can either do this in Moe's or you can do it in the DMV. Let's not buy our army outfit. Let's buy our American outfit from Much Ado About Nothing. And see, my amount of coins could still be over 1,000 if I didn't accidentally buy his B-Sharp outfit. The most expensive outfit. As you go along, they always get more expensive. So whichever one you see first is the cheapest, then it'll get more expensive, then more expensive again. As you can tell by my coin counter, there it is. That's not enough to buy everything. There's also still a matter of the cola things, the cola truck. So it's not enough to buy everything in this level. This is where it begins. You no longer have enough coins in the level to buy everything. I mean, that's what the time trials are for, but even then it starts to get pretty ridiculous.
Hello, famous American clown. I wish to ask a favor.
Everyone wants to wet their beaks.
I require information about trucks delivering evil cola. How can I get this classified data?
Sorry, Apu. I'm a drink-squeezy, punchy lowlife. You need a professional scumbag. Follow a cop until you find one. You'll have better luck if you know, look American.
Thank you, horrible man. Good karma.
At least somebody has the sense to say it to Krusty, who can't even tell that I am clearly dressed up as an American. Even though when you finish one of the street races, Patty says you drive like an American or something like that. I am American! Sure you are. I can't see. I don't know why we have to look through the window at that, but anyway. This little piggy. Follow the police to find a criminal. That being Snake, who does not have a very ruined face in action when we see him otherwise. But for some reason does in that profile picture. So in order to find Chief Wiggum, we need to collect 21 donuts, which form a trail as to where he is. Why we need to do this is beyond me. Because guess where if we find Chief Wiggum? Outside the police station. Who knew? Who would ever would have thought that we'd find Chief Wiggum outside the police station? By the way, just about every single one of our Pooh's missions, and that includes when you're just driving around without doing a mission. Anything that isn't a race, it does play some Indian music. You've got to be pretty fast here though, it's a pretty strict time limit. And make sure you don't miss one. Thankfully everything's in a pretty straight line. And just follow Chief Wiggum, who at the moment doesn't know where he's actually going. And you can't hear him talk. Sweet as a cheese Danish. I never got Irish out of Chief Wiggum. But apparently he's Irish. Woo! Sorry Jasper. Hopefully we did just miss him. Because, again, we don't have Strike 2. Running over an elderly person without a license. We're not licensed either. As far as I'm aware. Whoops. But again, look at that! He did that to an ambulance. He can do as much as he wants, but because he's the police, he can get away with it scot-free. I mean, that was how that previous mission worked in level 3, but still.
What are you trying to prove with this crazy driving?
But thankfully we are almost there. There we go. Well, that doesn't mean anything because Chief Wiggum's gone now. He doesn't do anything after that. Nah, I'll do it the next mission. You know what, actually I will do it now. Let's go and do our time trial, which is unfortunately all the way over at the downtown area. Just for the sake of getting it over with, because unfortunately none of the other missions are going to get us anywhere near the time trial race. There's still 3 more, but they're all going to be around either that area there, the DMV, or the businessman's area. So we'll have to do this now.
Oh, I smashed my skull.
And I'm going to want to do it in a slower car than this, because this is where they actually start giving out quite a lot of coins. Unfortunately, it does still cost quite a lot to actually do the race, but it gives you quite a lot of coins. So, let's use this phone booth outside of the deli. And actually I think this one does class as a medium car, surprisingly. But it does class as a medium car. The higher the level number, the more you're given, basically. This is how these things work. We have our wager race. And on a medium difficulty, the payout is 120 coins. Plus anything you get in the level minus what you paid. I believe it's like 150 if it's a hard vehicle. But there's really not that many hard vehicles, and it's really hard. In fact, with some of them I'm pretty sure it isn't actually possible to do. I probably shouldn't be... Well, I think I still have time. I should have gone a different way. This is the longer of the incomplete bridges. It's the one that allows you to fix your car, but it's the longer of the incomplete bridges. I do like this Indian take on the music though. Each character does have like their own different type of music that plays when you're driving with them. So Homer's would be quite slow, bumbling at times, and like you'll have a tuba playing in a few occasions. Homer has a few tracks, and sometimes when you're playing with Marge, that same track still plays, but I think I recorded playing with likes of Bart and Lisa at some point as well. But with Marge, you also have some much more gentle themes. And with Bart, everything is more rock based. You have the electric guitar. Lisa's all very jazzy. With Apu, it's all Indian style music. Bart's second level, well, you're still Bart, so it's back to the guitar. And then with level 7, everything is all, because although you're still playing as Homer, due to the setting, everything will become very spooky music. Very Halloween-esque, if that's a word. But it is a nice attention to detail. And there we have, we got 150 coins, 120 coins in. So now let's head back to the DMV. Screw you, Gil. Oh man, Gil's gonna... I don't know where I was going with that sentence. Why couldn't you? You gotta help old Gil out, you know. The wolf is at old Gil's door. You just gotta buy the cola truck, man. You know, vroom vroom vroom. You know, you can look like a successful businessman. Yeah, you come on. You know you're gonna want that, right? I'm not sure how to comment on myself about that. I do like Gil though. The character that often suffered a lot was Hans Mole Man. I mean, he still does, but in more modern episodes, it seems to happen to Gil more so than Mole Man. But it does still happen to both of them. Gil's mostly just a minor character. Only one episode he's ever been like a main character in an episode. We never really had a good chance to show this off. The police car. And thank you for loading your textures properly this time, police car. I think I mentioned this last time. I was just practicing with trying out the capture card on my PS2, and for some reason the police car just didn't load its textures properly. So the sides, the boot, the bonnet, they were all like various colours. It was like looking into a rainbow on the side of the car. And I have no idea what's happened there. That's never happened before. What the hell, Apu? Okay, well, there you go. That's one of American Apu's idle animations. I'm not sure what was going on with the camera. Was it the guy walking? Anyway, Snake, your face is looking a lot better than it is in that picture.
Hand over your wallet, dude. This is totally a mugging.
Oh, what good luck! A criminal!
Huh?
Well, surely a violent filth bag such as yourself could find out who is driving the black cola vans.
Well, I do have a connection at the DMV, but it will cost you. You have to pick up the litter from my community service.
It is a deal.
Deal. Now hand over your wallet.
Yes, yes, whatever.
Never trust a snake. Collect all the garbage before time runs out. Don't miss any pieces of garbage. As simple as that. Now here's the thing. This mission, you are under a time limit, and it's 3 phases. Firstly, you're following this garbage truck. Told you that's what it was. Which we saw plenty of in level 4. Only it's now a hell of a lot faster. And it always goes this way for some reason. And then the second phase, you're running around the downtown district, collecting all of the pieces of rubbish around there. And then you got to go back to the DMV. But it's all under 1 time limit. So, so you got to make sure you do the second phase quickly, otherwise you're not going to have enough time to get back to the DMV. It's one of the rare missions where it's all 1 time limit. I think we did do one other mission where that was the idea. Come on, gotta catch up. Well, there's only one thing to do about this. The garbage man can, 'cause he's Homer Simpson man. Oh, I guess we're Apu here, but I can't really fit because he's Apu and has been Petalon Man. Who can take your trash out? Stomp it down for you. Da 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 da, do the twisty thingy too. The garbage man. Yes, the garbage man can. The sanitation folks, so jolly friendly blokes, courteous and easy going, and tell you when your ass is showing. I don't know all the words, by the way. I've seen Trash of the Titans many times, but I don't know all the words. Who can? The garbage man can. 'Cause he's a Poo Nahasu Pedalon man. He cleans the world for you. How do these bins get into some of these areas? That's what I want to know. What's that? Why is there a bin on top of a fire engine? These are some weirdly placed bins. It was the police, wasn't it? See you on the softball field! I know that's Family Guy, but thought I'd just mention it anyway. There we go. So, I'm hoping that I can still do this with enough time left, but it's going to be pretty close to get back to the DMV in time when something like that happens. I could, but I feel more like driving. Although I should point out, in real life, I don't actually like driving very much. Honestly, you think this is crazy? There are more dangerous people on the real roads in the real world. A lot more. One thing I hate: the impatient drivers. I had somebody moaning that I wasn't moving at a red light. I am not kidding. He was behind me, honking his horn, yelling at me. I assume it was me because I was the one in front of him, and there was nobody next to me. But doing all that, and the light hadn't even changed yet. It was still red. Like, what the hell was that guy's problem? If anything happens to you like that, then kiddies. Well, you shouldn't be driving when you're kiddies, but if anything happens like that, just plain ignore it.
My friend has the information at the DMV. Go pick it up. Pronto.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, my violent associate.
I kind of wish Sideshow Bob made an appearance somewhere in this game, but he only comes in the form of pictures on billboards. We never get to see him anywhere else. Just going to the DMV, which still has the school bus crashed into it. There's nobody here this time.
Now I'm blind.
Weren't you trying to do this before? He still hasn't had that photo taken. Well, actually, he did. I did it. But that was our final gag. And it turns out Snake's folder is empty. What is this about? To be honest, I still don't really know, but it doesn't matter. Ooh, his car's here. Interesting. So while Apu meditates, I think we're going to end this part there. We have 2 more missions, and the next one is pretty challenging, but they're both destruction missions. Oh yeah! But that's for next time. So while Apu goes crazy, I will smell you guys later.